Hey everyone, and welcome to another review. Today we are going to take a look at an old friend, castle art supplies. I've been owning this huge set of 120 colors for quite a while now, but never really used them. I only used them once and I wasn't satisfied with the outcome back then, so let's see if things will turn out different now. Inside the box is a small flyer containing most of the Castle Art Supplies products. However, you might want to check their website since they offer more themed color pencil boxes by now. If you flip this, you'll get a color chart, and at first I thought this was the entire set of 120 colors, but nope, these are way more, because according to the little signs below each of the colors, it tells you if it is a watercolor, an oil paint, an acrylic, or a colored pencil. And some of those colors are not included in that huge 120 pencils box set. As a final addition, there is also this little step-by-step tutorial, so let's take a look at that.
Stage 1. Start by carefully drawing your original with as much detail as possible with a grey pencil. Stage 2. Carefully introduce the light tones, as these will provide the undercolor to the drawing. Stage 3. Continue to build the colors. Take care to isolate the turrets from the main structure. Stage 4. Now add definition and dimension to your work with a subtle choice of colors. And now we're going to see Stage 5. Finally, yeah, of course, huge difference. Finally develop your masterpiece by carefully adding depth. Now is the time for darker hues. Are you fucking kidding me? There's a huge difference between Stage 4 and Stage 5. How am I supposed to do that? I mean, between Step 1 and Step 4 everything is fine, but then there is like everything missing between the final two stages. Now that we've taken a look at the tutorial and what you're supposed to be able to create with those pencils, we are going to see if I can create something decent with them. You might remember this drawing from our Arteza watercolor review and that awful result, but I didn't want to waste a prepared sketch, so we're going to work on the smooth side of the Arteza Premium watercolor paper, and well, it works pretty fine in combination with these pencils. What a pleasant surprise! And as you can see, I really didn't put any pressure on the pencils, and I got a decent amount of color on the paper. However, every paper has its limit regarding the amount of pigments it can hold, so layering your colors only works fine until the paper is satiated. You can try to add more color on top of your previous layers as much as you want. It won't be able to add to them. Since I couldn't find any kind of information about the pencils themselves, I can only assume that they are probably wax-based, since they kinda have a glossy shimmer if you put on too many layers of pigment on the paper, which is something I personally don't mind. The colors are super vibrant, and for someone like me who is in constant wrist pain, it's very easy to work with them and enjoyable, so good job here, Castle Art! But after praising the pencils, let's move on to the contrast side of this huge set and answer the most important question. Can you erase them? Well, it depends. I know, this is a typical answer a lawyer would give you, but it really depends on how much pressure you apply to the pencils, how much pigment is on the paper, and what type of paper you are using. Yes, you can erase them if you only apply a little bit of pigment and don't use too much pressure on and lighter colors generally can be erased easier, so as long as you stay light, you can erase them almost completely. But once you apply more colors, especially stronger ones, no, you cannot. Also, just like the watercolor pencils, you cannot rebuy single pencils. If you run out of a color, you gotta work with another one. What kind of bothers me most though is how the pencils are sorted in the trays. It starts with yellows and then moves to some kind of reds and purple and then switches over to blue. In the next tray you have some greens, but then, oh hey, there is another yellow and another pink, and in the third tray they are, oh hey, what a surprise, more greens and blues, like, why? And then there are only a handful of browns that are also spread across 2 trays. And another thing is that there are hardly any good colors to create light skin tones with. You have a ton of yellows and reds, but they are unsuitable to create realistic skin colors, at least in my opinion. Oh, and they are, for whatever reason, sorted from right to left. I also tested the colors on different types of paper, like sketch paper and Bristol paper. Though both are smooth, the Bristol paper, which is primarily made to handle ink, kind of rejects the pencils, while the cheap sketch paper handles them nicely, so using the right type of paper is very important for colored pencils, and watercolor paper makes it very easy to apply pigment, so that awful Arteza watercolor paper can still be of good use.
All in all, I think the set of 120 premium soft touch colored pencils is worth the money. They are about 50 bucks. Yeah, but please take my review with a grain of salt, because I'm a beginner artist with colored pencils and I don't have any other brands to compare them to. But I was having fun with them. And should you consider buying them, I hope you are going to enjoy them as much as I did. This is the end of my review. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye!